Every year, the reality of child abuse and neglect are those kids who lose their lives. In Lubbock County, in the year 2015, 2 children died. "171 children died in the state of Texas because of child abuse and neglect. With programs like Family Guidance and Outreach Center, we can prevent this from happening. We can stop the cycle. We can stop the abuse, stop the neglect, and help build our families."
I believe that people can prevent it from happening again. If it's in one generation, doesn't mean it's got to go into the next generation. One of the big reasons, as a teenager, I belonged to a group, and they said this one day we were all discussing our futures, and all of them said we're all going to be like our predecessors. And I just couldn't go along with that. And so I think through education and awareness, it's just really empowering, and it doesn't have to happen. And in my case, it hasn't happened. So I think it's a good thing.
I can tell that the staff at the Family Guidance and Outreach Center really cares about what they do. At our board meetings and in discussions with the staff, they don't talk about just the numbers of students and parents that come to the classes. They're talking about the lives that are changed. I see their eyes light up when they talk about successes, and sometimes tears fall down when they start telling about some kids that maybe were struggling at first, but now their lives are completely different as a result of their classes. Family Guidance really is caring about the lives, not the numbers.
Family Guidance Center offers the community a lot of resources for families. It's not just about anger, it's about families. And of course, once we impact one family, it's going to impact future generations as well. So I think it's a wonderful program that's offered for the city and everybody. And those who attend, I know they get a lot out of it.
So in the evening, I see people come in who at first seem disinterested, but at the end of class they have engaged with the speaker and with all of the other people who have come to the class. And I am so glad I get to see that transformation from being disinterested to being completely transformed by the class materials.
There are lots of stories, and I think that's what surprised me most about working with Family Guidance and Outreach, because just because you don't see it, you don't know it's there, doesn't mean it's not happening. And it usually takes a couple of sessions before the kids kind of open up and realize, hey, we're here just to talk to you, to see how you feel about things, how are things going in your house. And I think what impacts me the most is when you have a kid who has this wall up by week 1, week 2, and by week 4 or 5, they're telling you, okay, yeah, I think I'm angry because I don't know who my dad is, or I think I'm angry because of what my mom let my stepdad do to me. I think I'm angry because I feel left out when I'm home by myself. So there's stories that at one point I think could surprise anyone what our kids are going through.
If we start with the kids and teach them the tools that they need for their anger and how to control their emotions, it will empower them to be better parents when they grow up.
I'm extremely appreciative of the collaboration and partnership with this agency with Lubbock Independent School District, and just appreciate the support services that they've provided and continue to provide, and that they continue to grow their programs for students in our district. These programs have allowed our students to be able to take the skills they learn and apply them to many different aspects of their lives.
April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and during that time we try to do anything we can to bring awareness to the struggle that our community has with preventing child abuse. We wear blue, we distribute the blue ribbons. The Blue Ribbon Rally, the Candlelight Vigil, they're all things that we try to do to bring awareness to this issue. The support we see from the community is really beautiful, especially, the bike and car clubs. They love to support anything that brings families together and prevents the abuse and neglect of children.
The programs at the Family Guidance and Outreach Center aren't just for people who are required to be here by the courts. Yes, we do have some of those, but it's for people who want to be better parents, for people who have kids that are frustrating them and they don't know how to handle them. It's for people who don't have kids yet who want to be good parents eventually. It really reaches every demographic, every age range, every socioeconomic status of people are welcome at our classes, and it can change the lives of everyone who comes.
I think it's so important to help with this agency when you look at what the statistics are for this region for child abuse in the state of Texas. It's a very high need region to provide prevention and information and resources to people in the community. So I would just encourage anyone that has a heart for kids to reach out to this agency.
The Family Guidance and Outreach Center is a nonprofit. It takes resources to put on the programs for adults at night and for the kids during the day at schools. Specifically, it takes money. We need donations to help keep our programs going. If you can't donate, then donate your time. That would be a valuable resource because there's always something for you to do here.
It helps me to remember that no matter what their personal experiences are, they're still kids, even if they're 17 or 18. They still want to be loved, they still need to be heard, and they need to be taken care of.
Ask yourself, how can you help? What can you do to invest in the future and help us create a community without child abuse and neglect? Because it shouldn't hurt to be a child.
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 It should never hurt to be a child.